I think Taylor is first of all, I mean, obviously the basketball, we can see what he's capable of doing. For him to be 20 years old, he hasn't even scratched the surface yet of what he's going to be. But the kid can flat out play. I saw it about 3.5, 4 years ago. I was watching a high school basketball game and I happened to catch Simeon playing. And I told our agent at the time, it's now Taylor's agent, Rich Paul, told my agent, I said, you need to take a look at this kid, Horton-Tucker, that's at Simeon. I think, the kid is super talented. This is like 4 years ago. Long story short, I mean, obviously, you see what he's doing now. And he's going to continue to get better and better and better, as the days goes on. You get an opportunity to practice against us, the guys as veterans and things of that nature. So he's going to continue to improve, and he's going to do some really good things in this league for a long time.
The Lakers go 2-0 against the Clippers in the preseason. The Clippers played their starters, while the Lakers, they had THT playing the role of LeBron James. I'm trolling, unless... You know what? Let me chill. Fogel has been high on THT for a while. This is somebody that has a lot of potential, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. A lot of guys, they have talent, but don't put in the work. Not Horton-Tucker. You could see the improvement and the development in his game in a short amount of time. When you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, you think about Anthony Davis and you think about LeBron James. LeBron James being one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball. Somebody that can do literally everything on the basketball floor. And then you look at Anthony Davis and you see the future of not only the Lakers franchise, but the NBA. As time progresses, we'll see more and more bigs try to emulate and play like Anthony Davis. You want to know why? Because what he does is so valuable to a team winning basketball games. I always tell my friends, regardless of how Anthony Davis plays on the offensive end, he had a good game. Any points AD gives you, that's extra. This guy is a premier defender, one of the best, if not the very best defender in the entire NBA. Just his presence on the defensive side of the basketball make the Los Angeles Lakers that much better. The Lakers go out this offseason. Not only does this team get deeper, they get even better, improving upon a championship roster. That's not easy to do, but the Lakers did it. THT, Marc Gasol. Two Lakers that I think Laker fans are going to love this upcoming season. Today we have a lot of Lakers basketball to discuss. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because you will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video. And that's facts. Guys, I'm trying to become one of the best streamers out. It would mean a lot to me if you guys came by my stream, talked basketball, talked whatever, just interacted with the chat, and helped grow our community. I think we're going to have one of the best communities out when it's all said and done. So the link to my stream is going to be in the description below. In that same description, you'll also find the link to my football channel. That's a channel that we're going to be turning up on very, very soon. Lastly, if you guys could drop a like on this video, liking is always clutch and it shows me that you guys are in fact the real MVPs. Shout out to everybody supporting the content, period though. Let's kick things off and talk about Marc Gasol. This preseason, Marc has looked good. And the crazy thing is, I'm not even referencing putting the ball in the basket. Marc Gasol is such a great passer. When Marc gets the ball, everybody is actively involved. Whether you're moving, cutting, or spotting up and being ready to shoot, you can tell players like playing with Marc Gasol because if you get open, if you are open, he's going to find you. Look at how Marc Gasol forces and gains the attention of almost every Clipper, while Horton-Tucker knocks down a tray ball. Despite Gasol being a savvy offensive player, this is somebody that's not a liability on the defensive side of the basketball. Marc's not fast, but he knows how to beat players to spots, cut them off. He's a high-level defender that uses his IQ and body to his advantage. Seeing Gasol catch the ball at the top of the key and drop a dime reminded me of the Lakers' old vaunted triangle offense. In limited time, this guy put on a passing clinic, finding cutters for easy layups and getting the ball to them in spots where they could just be threats. Marc Gasol is a prime example of stats not painting the whole picture. Gasol has never averaged over 5 assists per game for his career. While his assist numbers look great for a center, the averages still don't tell the full story. I feel like this Lakers team is going to give me a lot of moments that remind me of the Spurs at their peak. Just a very technically sound group. The scary thing is, I didn't even talk about Gasol's shooting. With him on the floor is wide open. Cutting, scoring, slashing, it all becomes easier. Now imagine if you insert LeBron James and Anthony Davis into the lineup. But hey, maybe I'm getting a little carried away, right? Now when it comes to Horton-Tucker, it's like, where do I start? Tucker is strong. Coming into the NBA, Horton-Tucker was one of the youngest prospects in the entire class. He got drafted at 18 years old. NBADraft.net marked Horton-Tucker as somebody that had an elite wingspan at 7'1", strong hands, a strong player that allows them to play much longer than their height. These traits directly helped his impressive defensive production, blocking 23 shots and stealing the ball 45 times. Both great numbers for an 18-year-old. NBADraft.net also said Talon has plus athletic ability. He's very laterally quick, above the rim finishing ability at the guard spot. You didn't have to like Horton-Tucker to see the massive upside that this guy possessed. One of the knocks on Horton-Tucker coming out was his shooting ability. In college, he only shot around 31% from the three-point line. The beautiful thing about shooting is, as long as somebody's not scared to shoot or mechanically broken, they have the ability to become a threat from the three-point line with hard work. THT's first game, scores 19, but shoots 6 of 17. Not great, right? I might be in the minority, but I'd say it was. I think it was great. You look at the way he works to get to his spot, and you can't be mad at the result. Being mad at results is silly, especially in the preseason. It's all about the process. He was 6 of 6 at the line, which I love, and more importantly, THT was aggressive. When it comes to young, talented players, I want to see them shooting the ball and being aggressive. You're going to miss some shots, but the makes will come. These guys have to learn what works at the next level, and there's no better way than figuring out what you can and can't do with real NBA action. Look at Trae Young in ATL. This is an extreme example. Trae was extremely polished coming into the league. He had some bad summer league games. People were all on his case. That's what happens when you watch box scores. If you watch Trae play in the summer league, you saw a prospect getting any shot he wanted and experimenting with his game. While THT's situation is different than Trae, it works. His rookie year, he wasn't ready to take on such a prominent scoring role, but he went to the G League where he could get some real game action and work on his game. What I love most about Talon is, like Anthony Davis, this is somebody that's not going to need the basketball to be an impact player. This guy's out here playing good defense on Kawhi Leonard, ripping him, shocking him in a big way. I could talk about Horton-Tucker's massive defensive potential and upside all day. I'm a defensive guy, in case you guys haven't figured that out by now, but I would be lying if I said his offensive game wasn't a thing of beauty. I love how he uses his body and length to his advantage, gets into the body of opponents, finishes around them, over them. He's incredibly crafty. Now, don't get mad at me when I say this. Instead, you tell me who you think he plays like. Obviously, there's one Horton-Tucker. He plays like Horton-Tucker. But for me, I see some flashes of Jrue Holiday. And it took me a while to come to that conclusion. These two share a lot of similarities, and their step backs are things of beauty. The Lakers may not need 30 point per game THT at this very moment, but what they may need is the Talon Horton-Tucker that can be a scoring threat, a two-way player who can slow down some of the league's best premier offensive players. Am I taking things too far? I love the upside that he offers. Horton-Tucker says this is his first season around all the Lakers vets, and they've helped him immensely. Imagine coming into training camp and you're getting mentored by LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and some great defensive players. I don't want to say it, but it truly does feel like this Los Angeles Lakers team has done it yet again. Smooth player that can move without the ball. Smooth game, massive defensive upside. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support the channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.